time. As old Jed and them would say, sit down, take your shoes off, and set a spell. We'd love for you to do that. I'd like to talk to you today about foolish and wise people. And in the book of Proverbs, the 12th chapter, the 15th verse, the proverb says this: the way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but a wise man listens to advice. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people think everything they do is right. They never make a mistake. What they believe is absolutely correct. And to be honest with you, if you don't believe the way they do, you ought to be forced to believe the way they do, in many ways. That's a fool. That is a fool. And a fool, if you try to correct them, another way of saying the proverb is a fool will rebuke you if you try to correct them. They will hate you. But if you try to correct a wise man, the wise man will love you. Why? Because the wise man is willing to hear other points of view. The wise man is willing to understand that, hey, I don't know everything. I'm not totally versed on everything there is. Maybe somebody knows something more than I do about other issues. Maybe I'm an expert in a certain field, but as we talked about several weeks ago, you wouldn't want me to design a bridge for you. You probably wouldn't want to go across that bridge, as it's not going to be a good outcome. You probably don't want me to perform brain surgery. Now, if you want to get some solid theology, I think I'm a pretty good guy to come to. But those other things, you better go to somebody who's an expert in that field, because I don't know those things. And you know what? I've had to change my tune. When I've studied, when I've learned, there's been things I have changed my tune on. And somebody who is, I don't consider myself very wise, but I'm old enough and have grown enough that I realize I don't know everything. The more I learn, the more I realize how little bit I know in the first place. But I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to be corrected, if you will, from time to time. I need to be corrected from time to time. I'm willing to listen to constructive criticism. But a fool, you can't correct them. And I'm going to let you in a little secret about foolish folks and wise folks. Just because you're highly educated does not mean that you're not foolish in many ways. I have met some folks who were highly, highly educated, and boy, they think they know everything and nobody can tell them nothing. And they, even in their field, they might be great in their own field, but they know nothing about other fields, but yet they're going to tell the rest of us how to live because they know that. I've met people like that. And sometimes just because you don't have an education in something doesn't mean you're a fool either. You might be the wise person. I've met a lot of old farmers and just a lot of old country people that had a whole lot of sense sometimes. But again, a fool is somebody who will never listen to reason, who is not willing to hear anything other than what they believe. But the wise person is. And I pray today that we would not be foolish, but that we would be wise, because we listen to God, and you can't get any better wisdom than God's. Pray today that God would bless and keep you this day and always. Amen.